Hello and welcome to Hexed Encountered. I'm Joe. In this video, we will be doing the third part of our Storm of Steel playthrough. This is mission number 3, and we are continuing our STG-77 campaign. We are still in Operation Barbarossa in June of 1941, and we took our first loss. We had a Stuka shot down last mission and lost a pilot and a gunner killed in action. So we are calling up our green crew, and they will take part in this mission as their baptism of fire. And they will be flying in aircraft number 5. The pilot is De Noort, and the gunner is Fernandez. So let's get underway by rolling to find out what our mission is. So we roll 3d6, and we take the whites, which are 3. And on our handy-dandy chart A1, a 3 is maritime. So we actually are going to have a maritime mission, and we're going to roll 1d10 for that. So we can safely ignore the black d6 here. I'm going to take our d10, roll a 4, and then you look at the maritime chart here, and we got a 4, as I mentioned. That is 3, 4, gunboats. So we will be attacking gunboats in this mission. Oh, and our, I guess we don't ignore this. It was a 5, so that will be our range. So I still had my target from last time on there, and I will swap that out for our maritime. And here is the target. It is gunboat. As you can see, it is small. It is located in zone 5, so we'll have a bit of a trip to get out there to get to it. So now we have to discuss our ordnance, and I still had my ordnance out as well. So looking at the ordnance here, so here is the ordnance chart. Now you can see small target. We can get a -2 DRM of the SC-1000, and we can use that on 2 aircraft per mission. So we'll be doing these 2 again because we don't have access to the 1800 yet, and we don't have the 37mm cannon yet. And machine guns, not great. That's a +4. That's really bad. So we will be going with 2 SC-1000s, and the other 3 will be equipped with the SC-500 and SC-50 loadout. All right, so I have placed out my ordnance. I gave the 1000s to Rudel. And our green pilots, our rookie or our green crew, De Noort and Fernandez, got the other 1000. And then the other 3 will all be using the base ordnance, which is the SC-500 and SC-50s. Okay, so we move our Staffel to 1, draw an event card, and we get Tailwind. Move Staffel to the next zone. Do not roll for intercept. We'll do that. And then we'll draw another card. Waypoint reached. Staffel has reached a waypoint without incident, no effect. All right. So now because of the previous card, we're not going to roll for intercept. We'll move to 3. Good intel. Remove 1 crew stress from any 2 pilots. None of our pilots have any crew stress. We do have Rudel's gunner. Hagen does have 1 crew stress. Now we'll roll for intercept. We will roll a d10. So we're in this first column still. We got a 7, which is no contact. So we'll move to zone 4. Another card. Waypoint reached. The Staffel has reached a waypoint without incident, no effect. And we'll move into our mission zone. When the target's reached, we're going to roll 1d6 on table A4, which is this guy up here, for visibility. So we'll take our d6, and we get a 4, and a 4 is medium. So we'll put medium here, which gives a +1 DRM. So I'm just going to move all these up to +1. And their DRM is a 0, so they don't get any adjustments. So they're also a +1. And we roll a d10 on our anti-aircraft table, which is right here. And we got a 5, and a 5 is medium. So we'll put the medium on here, which means we draw 2 chits. So let's draw our two target aircraft here. And we have 2 and 3. 2 and 3 are our lucky aircraft. So we will put target markers on them. Now we have to roll on the aircraft damage table. So we roll a D6 and a D10. Our D10 is a 3. So in this here, port wing is the location. And our die roll is +1 crew stress. That would have been number 2, I guess we'll do first. So we do get a damage on the port wing. And 1 crew stress. So pilot gets a stress, gunner gets a stress. Now we'll do the same for the target 3. Or aircraft 3, we get a 4 and a 6. So a 4 is the starboard wing, and a 6 is destroyed 1. So if we look down here, we roll for bailout. All right, so we're going to roll for bailout, and this is this table right here. +1 if fuel tank, engine failure, pilot wounded, or KIA. None of that is applicable, so we're just going to roll. If it's a 1 through 4, he's successful. A 5, we re-roll. A 6, there he's killed. Look at that. Look at that. So von Schombaum and Grant are shot down and KIA. So that kind of stinks. So we'll just put them right there. Unfortunately, they are out of the fight. So now we'll do our bomb runs. I just realized something. That would have been a re-roll because a veteran pilot, such as von Schombaum here, actually that's the wrong chit, it's this chit here. He's a veteran pilot, and as you can see, -1 bailout. So that 6 actually becomes a 5, which means we re-roll. And we re-roll again, and it's a 1. So they do not get shot down. Yes, they just bailed out. So the aircraft is destroyed, and they are out of the fight, but not killed. So, sorry, I forgot. They did roll a destroyed result there. So now we'll roll for our targets here. So maritime targets, if I remember correctly, have a die roll modifier as well. Yes, and I forgot to account for this as well. All maritime targets are small, +1 DRM, any aircraft fire, 1 D10 roll. So 2 would have gone from a 3 to a 4, which would have been starboard wing, but it would be the same result, so we don't have to worry about that. 5 would have become general damage, and that would just be 5 crew stress. So that's a key point. So the bailout roll I didn't actually need to do. So these are one of the things, like I remembered there, that maritime actually gets a +1 DRM, which actually in this case turned out to benefit us because instead of being shot down over enemy territory, they just get 5 stress each, which is terrible. But so that's 2 2s and a 1 for both our pilot and our gunner. See, engine, the 2 wings, fuel system, landing gear, tail, and then ordnance. So I'll just remember that because if they get hit twice in the same thing, it destroys the aircraft. So we'll just remember that for going forward. This is going to have an impact on their bomb run, however. All right, so we do have a small target. We'll start with Rudel, who has a SC-1000, which gives us a -2 DRM versus ships. So we're going to roll our Rudel roll here for the attack. So let's see what we get. We got a 3. That's a good one. Small target, a 3, would be an 80. However, we do have a +1 DRM for that. So that makes it a 4. And a 4 and small target is 60. So Rudel's score is a 60. Now we'll do Kluber and Peckrin next. So luckily they only have one stress, so that only that does not cause any issues. So we're going to roll here with the +1, and we get a 4, which becomes a 5, and that becomes oh, wait a minute, I forgot the -2 DRM over here. So Rudel's roll of a 3 would have been a 4 and then down to a 2. His score actually would have been a 90, and we're on ships anyway. So his score is actually a 90, and his is a 4 plus 1 is a 5, and that is a 50. So, and now this one is a big problem because you get a +3 DRM, so he's all the way up to +4 because of the stress. So we're going to roll, get a 4, which becomes an 8 with the adjustments, and that is a miss. So he gets a 0, bad score. Now 4, he has no adjustments aside from the 1, and he gets a 2, which becomes a 3, and that is an 80. So we get an 80 there, and now we have Denort and Fernandez. They're green, which I don't think, yeah, it's a 0 DRM for green, so they just have the +1 from the visibility, but they get a -2 for the ordnance, so they're going to be a -1. They get a 2, which becomes a 1, and guess what? That's a 100. It's a 100 score, so that is outstanding. And that ends the mission part, so now we're going to do our egress and return to base. So again, we move to zone 4, we pull an event card, we get clear weather. We don't actually have to worry about that, of course. We'll roll for interception. It's a 3. A 3 is 2 MiG-3s. So now we'll roll to see what our Luftwaffe escort can do for us here. So we'll roll the D6. And we got a 2. We are in zone 4. Zone 4, a 2 is -1. So that leaves just 1 MiG here. So we'll put our MiG out. We have to roll for its position.